I thought I'd better turn the camera back on and show you where I'm up to, because you get carried away when you start stitching. I'm just slip stitching this pocket on. I'm using a nice big needle for this so it gets through all the fabric, and I'm just going to do down this side and then down that side, tucking that under just inside. See how I'm leaving just a tiny little bit showing of the outside. I will probably just do a running stitch across the bottom there, because that will probably fold over like that anyway and cover that. I have stitched this on. I did a tiny little running stitch around here and then a blanket stitch around there. I've also blanket stitched the wool on, and it is really nice. I do like that. The blanket, yes, I've done that. Oh, and I've done this. Oh, I love this green stripe fabric, but it is so hard to sew. It is, I don't know whether it's got a coating on it or something like that. It is a vintage fabric. But I've blanket stitched around there. I did not blanket stitch the bottom because I kind of like that little raw edge down there. I blanket stitched around the bottom here, and then that will get attached to there, and I will probably blanket stitch up there, do a little running stitch like I've done over here across the top there, and then blanket stitch across this part here as well. I don't want to stitch that on. I'm leaving the thread on there. I don't want to stitch that on until I'm finished, because it'll just get in the way. So I'm just, after I've done this, I have some loops to put on for things like this, and my scissors and my unpick. But what I want to do, and I think I'll put the loops on last, is do some decorative stitching before I finish it off. So I thought I'd better catch up with where I'm up to, because it's so easy to forget, you know, to get that camera on. Let's just take that out for a minute so I can get that properly on. And even this isn't always easy to get through. It depends which way you're sewing, actually. I had a bit of a hard time going around the curve of the front when I was doing the binding, because of some of the angles made the fabric tougher to get through, and I didn't know that was a thing that happened. But that's what it felt like it happened. Like when it was on the straight, it was much easier than doing some of the curviness. Now I need to do some extra stitching here, because that will be the weak point. What I might do though is flip it around, and perhaps I can just stitch it like here as well. Can you see what I'm doing? I've got to make sure I'm on camera. Just make sure that's under. Right, I'm just stitching that little turnover on, just to add more strength to the pocket on the edges there, and that should help it. My fingers are getting tougher. Alright, so that one is on, and see, that's much better. Now I've just got to do the same thing down here. Oh, Oh, did I get myself? Okay, I'm going to have to go make coffee and make sure that does not bleed before I come back. I've got a pin. Let's take that out before I do it again. Okay. So, what? Yeah, I need to be careful. I want to do like a branch going up like that. Starting out here with wider branches, perhaps, coming up like that, maybe stemming off a little bit, and then making it very small as it goes around like that. I thought that might be nice. Or it could come straight up and have branches coming off there. If it went straight up here instead of curving around, if it went straight up, I could continue it here and have something. Whoops, I'm sorry I'm using that finger, but I don't want to use my pointer because I just pricked myself. So coming up here like that, sorry, and just doing some branches, not in too dark a colour though. I've got this, which is really nice. It's like a blue-grey. This is a more modern one because that's plastic. I don't think I have any other plastic ones like that. That may work because I want it quite subtle. I want to add decoration, but I don't want it over the top. That might work. Or a darker grey would be nice. Not too dark. Oh, I had... Where did I put it? I've got this one, but I think this is too dark, to be honest. I wouldn't use 6 strands either. Maybe 3. Do you think it's too dark in that colour? I'll see if I can get a shade lighter than this one. I'll see if I've got one. I just had another thought for a different colour completely. There's that one, but I also thought... Oh, it's not a colour I thought. There's that one. That one. What colours? Or there's... I was thinking... Not that. Not that. Just colour flashed by my... See, there's that one as well. Oh, there we go, there's one. And it wouldn't have been a colour I would think of, but it... But because, although I don't have much yellow here, I just thought that one might be nice. Okay. See, that one's too dark, so we'll put that one aside. I think that one's a bit too dark, so like, okay, that one. Or that one. So that one's more gold, whereas that one's a little bit more towards the brown side. I don't really look with that there. I don't really... I've got the yellow. And then we'll have like that. That. And that. What? I'm actually veering more towards this, and that's, see there's that to consider. See that colour's in that. Okay, that's it. That's what I'm going to use. And I think it will bring the colours from the outside in as well. Okay, that one, what is that? 729 it says. So, and that is, that's, I think there's 3 strands on that little piece there. 4. I'll probably only use 2 or 3. Okie doke, that's what I'm going to do, but I'm going to go and make a cup of coffee. I want to cover this as well. I have this fabric that was left out as well, and it's quite nice. I'm just thinking something easy to sew. That might be nice. Although it does fray very easily. That's the only thing. What else have I got here? Anything? Just more of that. I've got that upholstery fabric. Oh, I've got that one. I've got the upholstery fabric, which is beautiful. It's really lovely, isn't it? Like if I, oh, look, fancy that. Ooh, that might be quite nice. Oh, there's a circle as well, although you won't, it's meant to be used. Wouldn't that be pretty to do the circle? It would be big enough, just. Be careful. Okay, I'm going to go make a coffee and come back and make a decision on that. Alright, so I did cut the emblem out, but only one. I'll save the other one for perhaps something else. And that will go on like that on the button side, I think. Yeah. I'll use that on the other side, which I think will look pretty. And then I've cut a strip of the other to go around there. But first thing I need to do is just put a bit of glue on here. I know it's slow stitching, but sometimes you need a little bit of glue, because if I don't put a bit of glue on here, it will slide around on the tape measure because it's plastic. So I'm just going to smear it on like that, and just a little bit on the top. I don't want to be stopping that button from moving at all. And I think I will aim it, which is the right way. It's all beautiful, isn't it? I need to try and get it even. So a little bit more that way, I think. No, that way. And then that goes there, and it could come this way a little, like that. Definitely come that way. That. Okay, that seems about right. Yeah. Because you can't really tell from the back because of all the stitching. Like that. And I'll do the same on the back, so that's the top right there, and so we'll have it like that, which will be a little bit easier to place, I think, because of the stripes. Stripes are wonderful. They just they tend to make it all very much line up properly. Okay. Like that, I think. Just trying to get it fairly even. It doesn't seem quite straight in line with the front part. Okay, that will be fine, I think. That and that. Now I'm going to cut around like that. Now I could glue all of this if I wanted to. I have done that before with these kinds of tape measures, but I was thinking it might be nice just to blanket stitch it, and that way it keeps it in line with the slow stitching, doesn't it? So there's that. Bit closer there. Oh, that's only because that's there. Okay, and now I'm going to do the same here on there. Okay, so like that. It's pretty, isn't it? And now I just need, see, I could have just glued some braid on, but I think I'd like to stitch, and I think that might be a little bit too wide. Might be. I think I need to let me just move this, otherwise it will get covered in all these little bits. How long does it need to be first? So, like that. About there. Okay. And I'm just going to cut it a little bit closer. Okay, so the part where it comes out here, I'm just going to have that straight on there. I'm not folding it because it might hinder it. But this part here, where it's not, I can tuck it under. So it might be best to do this part first, where I tuck it under a little bit. Just let me, because this, I don't want it. Okay. I'm just going to there to neaten it like that for there. Oh, I hope that's still not too wide. It looks like it is. Oh, it does. It's far too wide. Oh. It's far too wide. needs to come way in. I don't know what I was thinking. Half an inch. I think that's right. I think that should be right. I've got to have something to stitch, don't I? Push that out like that and that out like, yeah, I think that's pretty much right. I just have to make sure that I get this in the center, that's all, like that. So just a little bit down the center. It's oozing out. And across the top there. And then, ugh, what a mess. Let's have a look. So this goes right up to where that pull cord is there, centered. And then this gets put here in the center. Like that. Like that. Oops, I pulled it down. Don't want to pull it down. There. Like that. Like that. Like that. Alright, so I'm going to glue that all on. Put some glue there. Then I'm going to go and blanket stitch all around the edge. Thought I'd better show you a bit first before I continue on with it. So I've just attached my thread and I am just feeling the edge of the tape measure through the fabric. And which will help me get a nice snug fit. Like that. And I'm just going to do a blanket stitch all the way along, around both sides. So if I push down with my needle, I can feel the tape measure. It really is hard to see on this side because of the embroidery. Oops, I forgot to loop it through. Okay, there we go. I'll be able to see it better when I'm not filming because I can get it right up close or I can get right down low. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and then I'll be back. So that's all stitched together now. As you can see, I'll give you a close-up, just a little bit shabby around the edge, but I wanted that homemade look. Works perfectly. Really nice, smooth coming out and easy to go in, so I'm quite happy with that. And that will go inside of my pocket, which I need to finish sewing. Okay, so the pocket's all stitched on, and I've stitched that on. I did forget to end off these properly, but I thought when I do the stitching on the front, I might, you know, I'll fix something there so that they don't fray away too much. But that's a nice strong pocket. My little tape measure will sit in there very nicely, and some sort of pin cushion will go in there as well. And then it will, let's just, I haven't even tested whether, because these all take up room, don't they? Okay, so that will go, I'll put that in the middle perhaps, just to give it me a better idea of how this will roll. Like that, and like that. I like the way that lace pokes out I think that's very nice. So there we go. Very good. And of course this, when this has stuff in, it'll even be bigger. That's why I don't want to have a button or anything like that, because I just want to wrap, because it will expand with whatever you put in. I mean, at some stage it might be like, you know, really, really round. So, okay. Now, I really like that. I perhaps could have put a bit of that ink on that, but I'm not, it's okay. That one isn't out on display, whereas that one will be. So, some background stitching is next, I think. Actually, I might leave that till the last video. I think the last video can be decorative stitching and finishing it off. Yeah, I think so. I might get a bit of lace or something and put it there, because I do like the look of a bit of lace on here. Let me see. I think I've... Doesn't have to be anything too big, but I want something with a bit of thickness. Does that make... Oh, that one's pretty. Oh, I do like this one. I wonder if there's enough. I only have a tiny little piece left. Isn't it beautiful? Is there enough? Oh, not quite enough. It's such a pretty lace, that one. Oh, best save that for another project. Okay, what else have I got here? Oh, I've got a bit of this, and I'm thinking, see the top part of it there? The top part of that might be just nice to put there. Let's have a look. I'll cut extra. It's a beautiful vintage lace from Lavish Laces. So pretty. I love these laces. I'm right up in your face there. I'm standing up, that's why. Like that. That will look pretty. Yeah. And it'll help to end this off a bit better so it doesn't, you know, disappear over time with fraying. So I will stitch that on as well, but I think I will end this video here. I like that. Should it go that way or that way? No, can't see it that way. That way, like that, is just lovely. All right. Okay, well, I will see you in my next video. I hope you've enjoyed this so far. I'm really enjoying it. I can't stop doing it. And I'll have to think of what I'm going to do here. I think I will go straight up and down now. I was going to curve, but I'm thinking, we'll see. Okay, bye.